When you see someone who's so jacked and then they work like 12 hours a day, right? And it's like they make so much money and it seems like their life is so difficult, right? It must be so difficult for them to wake up every day and do the exact same thing. But it's actually pretty easy. And it's probably also easier for them to do this than what they're doing right now. I mean, than what you're doing right now, which is just being average, okay? Now, the reason why it's easier are because of like some things I'm gonna go over soon, right? But essentially, bro, today I want to go over why being above average is easier once you've actually made it happen, okay? And why it's easier to stay there than actually going back to what you've already done, okay? And I want to make this video as sort of a reminder for my younger self, or maybe like you might be in my younger self situation, right? Who doesn't see how this is going to get easier, right? And how like you actually just need to keep pushing through because it is going to get easier, okay? So first, I want to go over momentum, okay? What I mean by momentum is in the beginning, okay, when you just start, you start off with motivation, right? You start off with motivation because something bad happened, right? You have like urgency to get out of your current situation. So everything was going well, something bad happened, right? Something bad happened. You were down here and then you're like, oh, okay, we actually got to change, so let's go change it. And then you made some progress, okay? So that's where motivation came in, okay? So this is where you had free motivation, essentially. Then here somewhere, you switch to discipline, okay? Discipline is where you like do something even when you don't feel like it, okay? And this is sort of where like you started seeing some results, but this is sort of a period where you have to keep pushing through, right? Here you're putting in tons of effort is going in, but you're just like not getting much results. And this is also known as like the lonely period. This is like maybe when you're in the gym, right? And you've changed from your old friends who don't do much, they don't go to the gym, right? You've changed from them, so you're not really friends with them, but at the same time, you're not like jacked enough and like made enough progress in the gym to make friends who are like, you know, really jacked and are really confident and like really work hard in the gym, okay? So you haven't made those friends yet, but you also like aren't really friends with your old friends, right? So you're sort of in this weird like middle, okay? And here somewhere is where many people drop off or many people go up, right? Most people drop off though, okay? And this is sort of where you need to switch to momentum, okay? Now, I sort of got a little bit sidetracked there, but what I want to talk about here is that you need to realize that this is sort of going to stop at one point, and you just need to keep on pushing through to actually like become like change to that next level, okay? So you need to push through. This is going to be at about like the 3-month mark, and expect this to happen, bro. When you see this happening to you and you see that like, oh, I'm not really friends with my old friends, but like my new friends, like I haven't really made any new friends, but it's like I'm also kind of getting demotivated, right? This is where you really have to discipline yourself to put in the work anyways, because this is where the reward is going to be so high. And afterwards, like when you reach that stage of momentum here, where it's like you don't really have to do anything, you just make progress sort of on autopilot, that feels so good, okay? And you're so close to reaching there, and all you have to do is keep going for this little bit longer, okay? And here I want to talk about like the effort to reward ratio, okay? Because essentially, you're gonna in the beginning, let me just try to make a graph on this. So this is gonna be your effort, and this is gonna be reward, okay? And you're gonna put in like a lot of effort in the beginning, right? And then it's just gonna like naturally just go down like that, okay? You're gonna put a lot of effort in, and it's gonna naturally go down, and then your reward is gonna take a long time to actually like start creeping in, but then it's gonna come through and it's just gonna keep going, okay? Now, here, this is like the sort of like really hard part. Somewhere here is where effort also stays really high and you don't make much progress, right? It's actually more like this, okay? It's something more like that. And this is like here, this is like a really hard part. Here in the beginning, it's not too difficult, right? Because you actually have motivation. So it's actually not like that. It might be more like this, okay? I know this is kind of a weird graph, but essentially, when you put in the beginning, right, you don't have much, you have the motivation, right? So you don't have to put in too much effort, and you do make some progress, okay? You make some progress kind of quick, but then you have to keep putting in effort even though you see no progress, okay? This is like sort of like the lonely period, right? This is where you're not going to see much progress, but it's super crucial that you keep going, okay? Then after this, the effort is gonna go way down, right? And then the reward is gonna go way up, right? And then it's gonna be super easy to stay consistent. You've already shifted your identity, you've made new friends, right? And then from there it gets really easy. Okay? So that's what I want to talk about. And I just want to like make this video as a reminder for you, like, especially if you're in that lonely period, to just keep pushing through, because this stuff is gonna get way easier very soon. And all you have to do is keep pushing through this little hard period, okay? Because once you do become better than average, right? Once you do like, reach those new friends, once you do make that really good progress in the gym, or maybe even in business, it's gonna feel so much better than where you were before. And you're like gonna feel like, how did I even live like that before? It's sort of like, I don't know if you've ever quit social media, right? But when you quit social media, you realize like, wow, my brain was like so fried because of that. I actually don't know how I lived every day. But like I had the same thing when I quit social media. But now it's like I can never go back to social media because I realized like it like messed up my life so much, right? So you need to sort of get to the similar point. This usually goes for the gym. Like that's the first thing that happens to most people. It's like the first do that in the gym, and then you also like have the same thing in business, right? So that's why I think like starting off with the gym is super crucial. But anyways, yeah, bro, just go ahead and get through that hard period, and you're gonna realize that soon, very soon, bro, it's gonna be very easy to stay consistent in the gym, and you're gonna have an absolutely amazing time. So yeah, bro, I really hope you like this video and like you enjoyed it. And I know there's like literally no dopamine in this video, just me and a whiteboard, right? And I want to help you out even more, bro. So I've put my first link in the description, which is my Calendly link, for you to book a one-to-one call with me. And yeah, bro, just book the call and I'll help you out for an hour for completely free. Below that, I also have my free community. So yeah, bro, book the call, keep overloading. Let's get it, bro.